Okay, let's go.
Okay, can you tell us your name and where you're from?
My name is Zack Hightower, and I'm from Deer Creek, Oklahoma.
So is this your first hunt, or is it your first mentored hunt, or have you hunted before?
It is my first mentored hunt for sure. I've hunted before, not in Oklahoma, in South Carolina, just a few times. Never saw anything, and then moved quickly thereafter. So haven't had a chance to really, settle in anywhere and learn the ropes and get into the sport.
So what made you want to participate in this mentored hunt?
I think it's really, at least for me, maybe it's not for everybody, but for me, it's kind of intimidating to get into a sport like deer hunting.
Yeah.
Especially, I would say the primary piece for me, like I can walk out in the woods no problem. I can shoot a gun. I can, put myself somewhere in a position to hunt. But it's the after I get a deer, what do I do? And that's kind of the intimidating part for me. And so, that was really great to get to some of that this weekend.
Yeah. So what were you expecting to get out of the mentored hunt here at Tatanka?
Really exactly what I got, which was, when you talk about having a mentored hunt, some people who, know the sport, understand the sport, love the sport already, and are passionate to pass that on to other people. And that was evident with the team here this weekend. It was fantastic. That's.
So was there anything that just surprised you about the experience out here?
I don't know. I don't know if anything really surprised me. I was kind of mentally prepared for all of it. Y'all provided a schedule in advance, so, and then with the hunts and everything else, nothing surprised me. It was great and well organized.
Very good, thank you. So how did you feel about the Tatanka Ranch and the facilities out here?
Really awesome, beautiful, and I love looking out this way where you can kind of see the rolling hills and stuff. It's really comfortable here, real nice. Even if you're just sitting around looking at nature,
Yeah.
So
was your cabin good?
Cabin was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty spacious. Stayed warm and cozy.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So what was it like hunting with a mentor?
Really cool. So, like I said, I've hunted a few times before unsuccessfully by myself. And it's just, if I have questions, I got to go search it up online or something. And having a mentor and, having a game warden sitting next to you, just to talk about any question that came to mind, or any strategies that they've seen, or that was really nice just to talk to somebody who is an expert in the field and knows the laws and does it for a living.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that.
So is there anything about hunting with a game warden that made you kind of change an outlook on, I'm trying to think how to word it.
Change your outlook on game wardens as a whole.
Yeah, change your outlook on game wardens as a whole.
Not a whole lot, but definitely I would say more approachable.
Yeah.
When you get to know people in general, I think it kind of opens up to being, more approachable. And when you think about somebody you're trying to get into hunting, you get somebody who's law enforcement in it, that can be somewhat intimidating because there are a lot of rules and things to understand, so you don't get in trouble or do something that you shouldn't. And so, but I think being able to have a mentored hunt with the game warden and just chat with them and get some training from them really made it easy to the point where, like now, before I did this weekend, I would look at the hunter's guide, the regulations, and I'd see all the names and stuff for wardens and like WMA managers or whatever else. And I would never think to call them. Yeah. It would never be something I would do. But now I would have no problem picking up the phone and calling a game warden or a wildlife manager of any kind.
Yeah.
So I feel very comfortable doing that.
Good. What's one thing that you learned through the experience through this whole weekend that you didn't know before?
The biggest part, and that's kind of what I guess I led off with, but the biggest part I would say is just the processing of the animal, especially every time I've hunted before. Again, it was only a few times, but I always had that in the back of my head. I didn't even know if I would pull the trigger because I just wasn't sure, what am I going to do with this thing after I get it? I try to watch videos and stuff, and maybe I hurried out into the field before I was ready to do something with the animal after I got it. But just seeing how to how to take care of the animal after you get it. I'm very comfortable with that now. I understand, obviously not an expert of any kind like the team here, but I understand enough that I have no problem getting out there and just getting after it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what was your favorite part of the weekend?
Just sitting out in the woods.
Yeah.
Having somebody to talk to is nice. I can talk to myself pretty good, but having somebody else talk to is pretty cool. But I just like being outside. For me, it's a very religious experience. When I'm outdoors, you have the sun rising, or you're just out there in nature. Even if you don't see the animal you're after, you see all kinds of other animals and wildlife out there, and to me, it just helps me connect closer to God and my faith.
Yeah, you definitely get to experience God's world and His whole plan out here.
Absolutely.
It's great. Was there a specific moment that just stands out the most to you?
The most. Well, actually, I think for me, just watching the processing of the animal and realizing how much meat, you can actually get from it. How much food I could actually get from my family from getting one of these animals. It was more than I thought.
Yeah.
So that kind of stood out, to me.
Yeah. Are you excited to get your kids involved?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think the doe hunts like this, or why do you think the doe hunts like this are important for wildlife management?
Well, I think I just, in general, hunting does. I think there is a science to managing wildlife numbers. And, as Jacob talked about the first day we were here, kind of what can happen when wildlife numbers overrun, and the fact that where we live doesn't have a whole lot of natural predators. And so just kind of something I'm taking away from here, kind of understanding that dynamic and the value of hunters in that whole wildlife management process.
Good. So what all will you take away from the experience this weekend here at Tatanka?
Primarily, well, I won't say primarily, but just in general, I think the best thing is just having some connections, people that I've been able to meet here that I've exchanged numbers with, and if I run into a situation where I'm, anxious or not sure what to do, I know that there are some people that do know what to do that I can call. So I've appreciated that kind of networking opportunity from being here. That was the primary thing.
Okay. So has this experience changed how you view hunting at all?
Well, I've always been really drawn to hunting and wanting to get into hunting, so I don't know if it's necessarily changed my perspective, but it's just made me more encouraged to get after it. And really specifically, since I want to do, I want to get into some activities with my kids and kind of get them out from behind screens and other things and out into the world and nature and experience God's world, And so now, where before I was like, I've really got to, I don't necessarily want to bring my kids because I'm uncertain of what I'm going to do or how to do this stuff. But now I'm confident and comfortable to get my kids involved and get them out with me.
Yeah.
So.
That's great. So would you recommend this experience to other people?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah?
I certainly will.
Yeah. What would you say to somebody who's on the fence about applying or attending a mentored hunt?
Yeah, I would say just do it. I think, a lot of people would maybe be, it could be intimidating to get into hunting. It's also intimidating to go to an event sometimes where there's going to be a lot of people who do know what they're doing, and especially in the world we live in today, everybody, they go to work, they go home, they slam their door, and they don't interact as much, as people may be used to. And so I think there's probably anxiety people have with, getting out and connecting with people that they don't know, and so I would just encourage people to get out and do it.
Yeah. So in one sentence, how would you describe the weekend experience?
One sentence. Just like I would say this weekend has been a peaceful weekend with a lot of education and growth, as both as an individual and as a new hunter who's trying to get into a new sport.
Good. So why do you feel like this event, or why does an event like this matter to you personally?
To me personally, for me again, it's just the being able to learn from people who know what they're doing, to kind of break down the barriers of getting into something like this that can be intimidating. So it was the best thing for me, at least personally.
Yeah. Well, we really enjoyed you. We've enjoyed getting to know you and hearing your stories, and we kind of missed your kids and your family.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I know next time, hopefully, we'll get to see
for
them.
Sure.
So, but any closing comments? Any thoughts?
No, I would just say thank you to you and really the whole team. Even from my rifle having an issue getting a loaner rifle, with no problem from y'all, having meals prepared, not even having to think about that, just come in, sit down, eat, enjoy a wonderful meal. It's just been relaxing, not having to really think about any of that, and just get to experience hunting with people who know how to do it, what they're doing, and to just kind of follow in their footsteps. So really appreciate everybody here, and y'all have been.
Did you end up taking the Mossberg?
Yeah,
I did. Oh no,
Mossberg Patriot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 308.
Was it a 3?
Was yours a 308?
It was 243.
Oh,
It's 243. Yeah. But yeah, y'all have been so friendly and kind, and if going back to a previous question, if anybody has any hesitation with applying for something like this in the future, just do it. You're going to be welcomed, you're going to feel comfortable, and you're going to learn a good skill if it's something you're interested in.
Okay, well, we appreciate it. I hope you had a really good time,
I did.
and we definitely enjoyed having everybody here and getting to know everybody. So
thank you, Jordan.
alrighty, well, thank you, Zach.